Welcome back to another episode of Can You Afford a Home in Canada?
Welcome back to this week's episode of Broke and Bad.
So it's not undoable. It's not the word. Bring it back. It's not impossible. It's just very close to impossible.
So let's be realistic. What does the wives want, and then what are we realistic about? What does your wife want? Like, be honest.
Right now, my house, which you've been in.
Yeah.
It is now too small for us.
So the 2-bedroom or 3-bed, whatever it is, condo, too small.
Too small. And when you're looking for a new place to live, you start to like shit on where you're at a little bit. And some of that stuff you say, you sit with it. Like my wife the other day said, I like our house. It's nice, but like everything is in this one room. Like the kitchen's also where I do work because there's a desk there. And then the living room is like off the kitchen, but it's all in a big space.
Yeah.
You know? Because it's not the square footage it is, but it's like, it's how it's cut up.
Yeah.
So you start looking at houses and they don't make it easy. Because in America, everything is a joke. They're like, give us $5. This you can have this house. We'll give you a mortgage. In Canada, you want to put 20% because
20%.
Because if you put 19, there's fees, and the fees add. You're already stretching yourself to get there.
How much are the fees?
Let's just chat
you don't
GPT.
Pay the 20,000.
Okay, 1 second.
Or sorry, the 20%, not 20,000.
It's a lot.
There's the CHSMA tax or whatever it is.
I don't know what it's called. But it's a lot, buddy. It's GPT searching the web here, boob. In Canada, if your down payment is less than 20%, you're required to obtain a loan insurance, commonly known as CMHC. You nailed it.
Close. That was close.
Okay, the insurance protects the lender. Well, of course. Like, let's protect them, right?
They need the protection.
They do need it.
Like the bank, you mean?
Yeah. So if you pay 15% to $19.99, you incur a 2.8% premium. So you, on your end, do 2.8% on like $1 million house.
2.8?
Yeah.
2.8.
2.8%.
That's $28,000.
In addition.
Or 208. No, it's 28, yeah.
That's a lot. So if you, so let's just say you paid 10 to 14.99%.
That would be $140,000.
It's 3.1%. And if you pay 5 to 9.99, it's 4% added to the mortgage.
But I find it funny because it says the exception is for homes over $1.5 million. They don't have a mortgage default insurance. So if you default on your mortgage, what happens? The lender's fucked and you, both of you.
Wow, the bank's just going to take that shit and resell her.
They just take the house as the insurance.
They also, in America, don't renegotiate the rate.
That's nice.
So, like, if you got a mortgage in 1970...
That's your mortgage.
Forever.
Well, not forever. You paid it by then. 1970, it's if you don't pay it in 54 years, something's wrong with you.
But I'm saying there's no rate change. So whatever economy that was then,
No, wait a minute. The rates change. You just can't renegotiate them.
No, in America, your rate never changes.
Yeah, but the rate has changed from 1970 to
Yeah,
now.
yeah. But like in Canada, if the rate changes, say I get a mortgage today for 3.5%, and in 5 years, they're like, yo, homie, it's 6.
Canada's mortgage rates are kind of like they have bipolar disease.
Yes.
Which is weird because for how long was it just like 9.99% for like ever? And then all of a sudden, the variable rate came out and everybody was like, let's get why would you get a variable rate? I would never get a variable rate. The
reason you get variable is that if you're an economist, apparently, that's who it's for.
Yeah.
If you're in front of fucking math all the time and you're like, in a few months, this is going down, but we need the house today, you get variable. But with variable, the bank's like, oh, yeah?
Nobody wins but the bank with variable, I think.
Yeah, I feel like buying a house should stop being like you're trying to gamble at the casino.
Yeah, we're literally pulling slot machines out to get in a house.
Yeah,
And also, why is it so much competition? You know?
because there's not enough homes.
That sucks, though. Why is there that many people ready to buy a house? What does that tell you?
Yes,
That's not good.
yes, there is, and
Supply and demand.
they just never built enough houses.
Or there's too many people here with enough income to buy a house.
Well, not even really. Like, we only still have like 40 some million. We've had that for so long. It's just they've never built houses.
Okay, so the rate
That's
of
why-
building houses is too little to keep up.
Correct. And we don't have enough labor.
I feel like that's a kind of a shitty cop out to say they didn't build enough houses.
Dude, it would be like if you and I were in charge of building houses, and for a few years we were just
at the most minor inconvenience, we would stop building them if that was the case.
Yes.
They'd be like, "Oh, wood just shot up 20." I think we're building them out of plastic now.
What I don't understand is that if you got developers who are hearing we don't have houses, I would be fucking putting them up everywhere.
Listen, this is going to sound stupid because it is, but
Hit me, baby, one more time.
I don't think, I think the facts are there and they make sense when you say them.
Got
but
it.
I don't think it's as cut and dry as the numbers. I think
What do you
there
mean?
are a lot of houses to buy. I think
There
there is a
aren't.
lot of people. Okay. I think there's a lot of people who can't afford said houses.
No, it's that they can't afford them because there aren't a lot of them.
So you're saying they're so expensive because there's so little.
Correct.
But that's the same both ways because they still can't afford it.
Well, if there was 50% more houses, instead of the house being $1.2 million,
Where
it
are
would
we
be
gonna
like
put it,
$7
though?
We have so much land.
Well, not in Toronto, they don't.
Even there, they do, yeah. Just nobody fucking is building houses.
Like, if
That's
you're
why
like-
Carney said, I'm going to make this federal. The last time the federal government built houses, Antonio, was after World War I, when all the boys came back and they're like, we don't have enough houses, so we're going to build every type of house.
It's almost like they were counting on more of them to die. Over there.
Maybe a
They're
little
like,
bit.
Fudge,
They're like,
guys."
fuck, dude, the math was way off here.
And then they all started just humping everybody.
Yes.
They caused an epidemic.
I just think that if you zoom out, when we were growing up and our dads were like, when I was growing up, I'm like, buddy, when you were growing up, maybe the first 10, 15 years were shit. But that was like the price you paid to have the best ever moment,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. My uncle was trying to tell me he was trying. I don't know what his goal was in the conversation.
Probably to
I think
piss
he
you
was
off.
trying to. No, I think he was trying to be relatable. He was saying like, Antonio, like I'm older now, and these are the things I've learned.
Okay.
He's like, when I was young, and me and your dad opened a business, and we were making good money. Nobody like taught us what to do, so we measured our success by like buying cars and toys and boats instead of we have no pension, we have no money put aside. I'm like, so what you're telling me is you get like to do the opposite because you guys sucked at what you did.
Well, they're just saying I didn't save. That's not sucking.
Yeah, they really did not save anything.
Well, that's...
Like zero. 75 years old, got zero money in the bank,
What a nightmare.
but has a lot of stuff.
Like, he doesn't have... And you're on that now, right?
Oh, I'm not. I'm far past them now, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I learned my lesson like young enough now that like I'm very prepared. Even if tomorrow everything were to go to shit, I could survive for a little bit.
Okay, well, that's encouraging.
But before, like 3 years ago, if you and I had this conversation and if you're like, Tone, tomorrow you lose your job, break your legs, you can't do anything, I would have to die.
What
I
a
would be
day.
dead. I would be
What a day that would be.
I'd have to kill him. I'd have to be dead.
It's just that back in the day, man, they could buy all that. Like, if we got a house, I can't also afford a four-wheeler.
Yeah, they were buying it as a full package. It's like
Yeah.
the house came with the boat, the four-wheeler, the Ski-Doo.
everything was the fucking Price is Right. That's why the Price is Right jackpot is like a fucking trip, the Ski-Doo, a car, a new wife, a barbecue, because that's what you got.
Yeah, you can't do any of that now. It'll never happen again, I don't think.
No offense to our parents' generation, but imagine being like that limited in what they knew. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying they're dumb, because they're not stupid. They're intelligent. But, like, they didn't have to know 10 different things. You know?
Yeah.
They could be like, hey, I'll just fucking sand this wood real good.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, someone is going to come knocking for me.
Somebody's just going to come buy the wood that I'm sanding.
Yeah. They're like, dude, this is beautiful wood. But you and I...
Dude, we're podcasters.
Like, you can't even... I can't... Today I was looking at boot camps for software engineering.
No, dude. Don't start just...
14,000
Listen.
for 12 weeks. Because now I'm war planning the life here, you know?
That's a good idea, because, like, knowing how to code is very useful.
Apparently.
If you want to be somebody who's on the internet, knowing how to code is very useful.
Well, I was thinking just like... Because I'm in sales now, and as joyful as that is...
as I really love doing it.
I love it so much. To be honest, my job's not even bad. It's now that you also get older, so you don't have as much... What is it? What is it? What is it you got when you're young?
Zero motivation. No, you have no
like
motivation.
you're just angry at like I know I deserve nothing. You know, when I wish I knew that when I was in my 20s. I was like, no, I should do what I want to do.
Wait, is that called
You
like arrogance, or you're like?
I think it was just the privilege of choice. You know?
Yeah.
Like
I didn't want to go to school today, so I didn't. I guess
didn't, yeah, or
and
like
you can't do that now. Like
no,
you need to go to work.
yeah, or just the idea that I'll do something creative because nobody around me was doing that, and I don't want to work in like flooring or cupboards.
Okay, so when does let's ask a nice serious question here for relating to that. When do you give up? Now, when's the year?
So I don't think I actually ever have to give up.
You never have to give up. So
Well,
you continuously
I think-
do comedy and try to be a movie actor.
I think what the thing is putting aside the idea that you are going to be like a superstar. That's probably never going to happen. You know? But working as a comedian and an actor versus being a superstar is very different. Like, first of all, I don't think I ever wanted to be a celebrity per se. I just love movies and acting and comedy.
Yeah.
And all back then, there was like 5 fucking dudes doing it. So everybody was famous. But now, it's like you can just be a guy who works, you know?
From home.
No, just saying like you can do clubs and you can never do theaters. Like maybe you never do a theater as like you selling it out as you, the guy, but you sell out 5 shows in a weekend at a club and you make, you know, a few grand. And you do that a couple times a month for 8 months. That's not a bad, and you have a job. Like, all right, what's bad about that?
No, there's nothing bad about it.
I just think the idea, maybe what I've maybe given up on is like, maybe I might never be just solely boop-bopping around to theaters, you know?
Well,
Like,
that's
maybe
not
that's
even
not it.
No, but that's not even a thing that you could say yet, because some some big shot comes around and sees your set and is like, "Yeah, come open for me, man."
That is also like
that happens all the time.
no, that's almost dead.
What do you mean?
Well, because
That's
there's
the whole point.
well, it used to be. Basically, what we lived through is we saw everything come into being and then die. Our parents never saw that. Our parents were like, "Whoa, fucking cars are getting fast." Like, that was it. They're like, "Oh, now cars are fast." They didn't see fucking Tesla. Your dad, if somebody tries to sell your dad a Tesla, he's going to hit it with his truck.
No, he'll be really mad, honestly.
You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't
And
have to worry about that.
Not because of any like political or economical judgments. He'd just be like, that's useless to me.
Like, China's already got guys in the air.
My dad would drive a truck if somebody said, if you keep driving this truck once a month, a random person is gonna die. He'd be like, hope it's not me.
12 a year.
Yeah, he'd be like, if that's the cost of driving this giant truck that I can't afford with the gas I can't afford, like, you know.
But, like, think about this for a second. We have seen hybrid cars, electric cars, and now flying cars, and I ain't even 40 yet.
Did we see a functional flying car?
Yeah, they got them in China.
They got them in China.
They got them in China.
See, I think that could be Fugazi too, though.
No, they went at a car show, and it's a big van, and in the back of the van is an additional vehicle that flies. It's like a mini fucking helicopter.
They're promoting flying cars with companies like Aang and Xpeng.
Yeah, Aang and
no way.
Xpeng, dude.
We are releasing $5,000 flying car for the public.
And not only are they cheap, so like, I have never bought my own car.
Holy shit, there's a flying fucking car, dude.
And they're already out with fucking flying cars.
Okay, this isn't practical because it has propeller blades. So like, imagine somebody parallel parking, you just take somebody's head off because you didn't check your blind spot.
You just fucking kill a family of 3.
We're not there yet. You
But
know?
what I'm saying is, by the time we're 40,
Yeah.
that's mainstream. 8 years when I was 10 was like, oh man, you might be lucky if your mom gets air conditioning in the house in 8 years. 8 years now, I might not even be allowed to participate in society.
In 8 years now, and I don't think there's going to be any men left on the planet.
There aren't now.
Yeah, like in 8 years, they're just going to be a bunch of women. They'll figure out a way that they don't even need us for anything.
But you get what I mean? You get what I mean?
I get what you mean.
You get what we're saying here, listeners?
Listeners, do you understand that?
Like, even if you make decent money now, like 110 grand today versus what it was 25 years ago. Oh my God.
Yeah, the problem is the salaries are kind of the same, but the things are more expensive. That's to the point of you saying like you can't buy a house and a 4-wheeler and a boat. It's because whatever, the house could be X, but the problem is the 4-wheeler now is $40,000. Dude, the 4-wheeler is the price of a car.
Yeah.
The boat is the price of a car.
The audacity of that.
The truck is now $100,000.
Yeah.
Not 46,000. It used to be like, hey, 46,000, no interest. They were like, we don't even care about interest. Interest? What's interest? Just come here and buy the truck. We don't give a shit. Actually, you know what? It's 43 now. Go ahead, buy the truck. Now you go there and they're like, okay, it's 96. We're gonna have to give you 8%, maybe 7.5% interest over 22 years. Like what?
Well,
What do you
also,
mean?
you could go to the dealer and be like, hey, like, what kind of deal are you going to give me? Now they look at you and they go, deal?
Yeah, fuck you, dude.
This is Toyota. You're like, okay.
You give me a deal.
Yeah. Give me your wife, and then I'll give you the car. I was looking at jobs today. Honda is hiring, like, in this dealership. You can sell
Nice.
Hondas. They're going to pay you 120 to 150 grand.
No, that's not true.
It says that in there. Literally
Yeah,
showed it.
That's not true, though. You got to sell the cars to get that.
No, that's the base. It says it literally said in the thing, we overpay the industry standard.
Listen to me right fucking now.
It's in the thing.
They want you to go apply. That's why they put that there.
No. I have applied to so many jobs. I understand how it works. They're like, the base, it said it is over the industry standard. That means they're in dire fucking straits.
I'm never going to do it.
I could never. You want
could
me
do it
on an
easily.
Instagram page with fucking beside a
come
CRV?
on down to Moe's tires.
Like beside a fucking Honda Pilot?
Like you're sitting there like, come on down and test drive this Honda Pilot.
And then the old guys are like, this fucking young guy's making video.
Dude,
We got to get on the videos.
Could you imagine? Okay, look at the comments you get now when you post a video. Could you imagine if you started posting car videos?
Buddy. Man, I don't know what happened to people. I was saying this to you the other day. But something happened.
Yeah, the world doesn't know what funny is anymore.
Not even that they don't know what funny is, but like that. So I made that joke about people as provinces.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And this lady,
Excuse me.
no offense to women, she was like, putting people in stereotypes is so useless. And then I just said, well, you know, people that don't get jokes makes the world like shittier. You know, this is clearly a joke. And she goes, well, good thing none of them apply to me. And I was like, you know, commenting is helping me, eh? Like, you are giving me, like, this is pushing it out.
Traction.
And then somebody about the Air Canada video I made, which is, they're doing, both of these videos are my best performing videos. One guy's like, you must not fly a lot. I'm like, that's what you got from that? A joke video, and you're like, I'm at your kitchen table going, man, fucking Air Canada, eh?
Yeah.
That's what happened.
What happened was they invented the comment section, dude, and people are bored.
You're right.
Because back when all those people were getting famous, like when Russell Peters was getting famous, he was on Comedy Now. There's no comment section on Comedy Now. You couldn't
YouTube.
directly interact. Yeah, but you still couldn't. It wasn't, his page wasn't managed by him, dude. Like,
Yeah.
You couldn't interact with the person that got famous.
You're right.
They never had to answer to that stuff. Hecklers in the audience, like, okay, cool, then you're just gonna make them look like an idiot. But they never had to like answer people. Now they do. They don't really, actually. You think Tom Segura cares about somebody commenting on his podcast? No.
Well, no, he actually is. He kind of makes it into more fun about him. Like if somebody hates him, he'll just like read it on the show.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, that is one of the best parts of their show.
Okay, well let's do it for this show right here.
Let's pull up. Oh yeah, let's pull up comments about you.
Well, one of the guys on Reddit was like, I've seen a couple of this guy's videos, not funny at all. I'm like,
Pull it up.
Jeez. Well, that's it. That's
Pull
what
it
he
up,
said.
Jamie. Oh,
That's what he said. I'm just like,
I can't even find your Reddit page. Let's see.
It's called Comedy Jordan.
Comedy Jordan. Well, fucking way to be original, man.
What do you mean? Okay, so I made a video about Air Canada.
Holy shit, 100. You got a lot of traction over here.
Yeah, some of the videos do really well. People also, I've realized that Reddit. How do I say this? People on Reddit need to like make a point. Nobody on Reddit just like laughing face, you know?
Yeah.
Like they never just go, this is funny. Even if they say this is funny, they're like, this is great. Keep going. I love this. Like they have to. Everybody on Reddit is your fucking drunk uncle.
Every single person.
Who is like he's like trying to remind you that he's not just your uncle, you know, like he really gives a shit.
Yeah, but what made you go there? What made you start doing Reddit?
I'm just to post it to get it out.
Oh, like but why not? What's wrong with YouTube and Instagram? Like those are
Also being done.
I'm just saying, why aren't you limiting yourself, dude?
I just figure you might as well get as much information as is available.
No, I hear you.
But what I didn't understand is just like that people lost, like they lost the sense. So I did this video about the carbon tax as a person.
Yeah, I'm looking at that one right now.
Which I thought was hilarious. Sometimes you make a video and you're like, this one's funny.
Yeah, this was funny. What was Walter White doing? Here's a booming legal empire. And you were like, you lost me. What's wrong with that guy?
I don't know what he meant.
What was Walter
you get
White
what he
doing?
meant?
Here's a booming legal empire.
Am I stupid? Do you get that?
Go bind a muck urgy.
Huh?
That might be a swear even. I don't know.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
So there's that too. Sometimes people are just like the pot, they got to stir it. Like the Air Canada video, here's a comment somebody wrote. And the video is me, I've like made Air Canada, and this is like a character that would be funny for other shit too. It's like a cocky guy. He's got glasses on, his chain's out. He's like, what the fuck do you need? He laughs at you. That's the character.
I like that video.
So somebody commented, hi, period. First of all, you don't got to say hi. You're in my virtual house already. Like, there's no door here unless I'm a private account. Hi is like, we're friends. We're not.
That's funny, though.
So he goes, hi. People on social media aren't the ones working on board these aircraft every day. First of all, I hate that the air industry thinks that aircraft is plural. It's crafts. It's aircrafts.
That's true, it is.
It's not aircraft. I didn't fly aircraft. I flew on a plane. You know? So don't come at me with that shit. But then he said, did you ever ask yourself, Dash, why is it that Anaheim and JLA, which I don't know where that is.
JLA?
Yeah, where is that?
Couldn't tell you.
Why is it that Anaheim and JLA, he put ANA, can board a fully high-density 777 wide body doing a domestic to Tokyo, Osaka, run in 15 minutes or less before departure, and Air Canada struggles to similarly board a 777 doing a domestic to Toronto, Montreal run on time, and has to start boarding long with many O's. Before departure time, people aren't packing or traveling smartly. He's got a comma here, but let's just create a period.
This is a long comment.
I hit halfway there.
Holy.
He goes, people aren't packing smartly. What? People aren't packing smart? Hey, how about this? Every guy ever, if it's a 4-day trip, they're bringing 3 pairs of underwear and the one they got on.
Yeah.
3, maybe 5 pairs of socks, because socks...
You might get a dirty one.
You might get a dirty one.
Soaker.
2 to 3 T-shirts, maybe. If you're going on a dinner or something.
Yeah.
You know, or you're going to work out. And a pair of pants. And then if you got a girl come with you, 2 pairs of pants, because she's got to feel comfortable that you look different.
For one of the pictures.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And I would say 99% of men don't pack an extra pair of shoes. They say whatever I got on my feet is for every outfit.
Yeah.
Right?
That's pretty close.
Every guy does that. And then if you care about your skin, maybe you have some of that. Maybe you bring one thing. You bring toothpaste. Sometimes you don't even bring toothpaste. You're like, I'll get it there.
True.
You bring a comb. Maybe you got a fold-up comb. Everything's got to be tight because you're traveling. You know, heaven forbid the bag has a comb, real comb in it.
Oh, yeah.
You bring your toothpaste.
You're getting tackled if you have a real comb.
And if you're me, I'm bringing a tripod that fits in the bag. So when he says pack smartly, I don't got to pack smart at all. The bag is a limited amount of space.
I would prefer if he just said, I hate your video.
I would have preferred that too.
3, that's 4 words.
So then he goes, people aren't packing smartly. It doesn't help that we have a culture of individualism in North America. And we often don't think about how traveling habits and the bags you bring will affect others and impact the flight's OTP schedule. On-time performance is severely affected by travelers who aren't traveling smart and are very individualistic. Bringing too many bags and pushing the boundaries of airline baggage allowance, we can't fit your entire house worth of stuff in the cabin. That goes in the cargo hold. Bring only the necessities for the flight and connections with you on the plane, and stop making uninformed Air Canada bashing media post. Cheers.
I have this guy's kind of dumb.
How's that make you feel?
He's kind of dumb because he said OTP before he said on-time performance.
Yep.
You have to say the acronym after you fully announced.
You got to flip it.
You got to do that first.
Yeah. And it also, maybe he works in the biz.
He probably is a flight attendant.
Or maybe he's the guy with this shit.
No, those guys don't even have phones, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
Those guys don't have phones. Those guys are on loan from their parole.
They get pigeon.
No, they're like pigeons. Criminals. So JLA is, if you care to know, Liverpool John Lennon Airport.
Wow.
So he was telling.
So he's he's a fucking
the
pilot.
biz.
This is a pilot.
If he's a pilot, he's an idiot.
So he watched that joke video, and he
Got
prompted.
mad.
He was like, "Wait a second. This guy has a clear misunderstanding of packing rules. He must be informed." Now, what grinds my gears about it is how dare you say it's our fault?
That's customer service now. The customer's fault.
We're wrong.
Okay, so I discovered something about this guy that said the Walter White comment.
Okay.
2 videos back, he said, "Saw your vids for the first time. Pretty good. Keep it up."
Okay.
Same guy.
Same guy.
And that guy thought, okay, he's in now because you said thank you with a blessed hands and a heart. He then went to, next comment was what was Walter White doing? Here's a booming legal. What did you say?
Probably
Carbon tax as a person.
Probably unfollowed me after that too. I got on a short leash with.
Well,
because
you said you lost me.
I mean, he did, didn't he? Didn't he lose me?
He lost you.
He lost you too.
He lost me, dude.
The thing is, I'm watching Breaking Bad right now.
How did he know that?
Does he know that?
Is that D?
Is he with me?
Oh, dude, I don't know.
I'm on season 5 of Breaking Bad, and I realize, God damn it.
Are you not done yet? Are you almost done?
What? You know there's only 5 seasons.
No, I know, but like what part of season 5 are you on?
Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
Or episode 2 or 3.
You're far still from.
Well, there's not that many episodes in the season.
But you're still far. There's a lot of things that happen, you know?
But the writing of the show it's so good because you're like
Gilligan.
Vinny Gilligan. They didn't need too much more. You're like, he's introed, he's in too deep, he meets the head, kills the head, has to figure out how to end this.
Well, he's the villain too, and they try to portray him as a hero, but he's a villain.
Yeah, he's a villain.
He's literally a villain. Skylar literally has like the worst husband ever. Like,
well, she's an unsupported wife.
she also is an unsupportive rat bitch wife, dude. She just absolutely sells him under the bus, dude.
She just gives her affair $622,000.
Oh yeah, the fucking what's his name? What was his name again? Travis? No,
no, Beneke, Mr. Beneke.
Ted Beneke.
Ted Beneke.
Given that divorced, cheating sex on the table, you know.
So one thing I didn't love, and this is totally me, is when she goes to visit Beneke in the hospital, and he's like, "I won't say anything." He doesn't bring up the fact that wound was entirely self-inflicted. He like plays it off like they did it to him.
Yeah.
All he had to do was just pay the money.
Listen, you're gonna love
I've seen it already.
Better Call Saul.
Oh, no, I haven't. I probably won't get to it.
You should.
There's so many shows.
I'm telling you, right after Breaking Bad, go into Better Call Saul.
I might have to.
Just to watch the first episode.
I will. I'll do that for you.
You'll be hooked immediately.
Have you ever watched the show Marco Polo?
Yeah, it was great back. That was so old though. I wish they kept making it.
Well, it was expensive apparently.
Dude, it was really good. A really good portrayal of Genghis Khan in that show.
Genghis Khan? Kublai Khan. It's not Genghis, it's Kublai.
It's Kublai?
It's his grandson.
Oh.
So you were just watching it thinking it was
that was like
G
I
Khan?
bet you that was when I first moved to Ottawa. It was like 12 years ago I watched that show. When did that come out?
2014?
Yeah, dude. I just moved to Ottawa.
13 years ago, eh? God, time really flies by when you can't afford stuff.
When you can't afford things. Well, see, the problem is we were dancing at the time we could have afforded the stuff. We kind of skipped that whole period of time.
Well, nobody tells you.
It's pretty much Tyler Gill was the only guy I knew.
Prepping for the war of life.
He was the only guy I knew that was like his life's going to be completely fine.
We're fine. We're just
but
we're not ahead. We're not ahead.
We don't have like a crazy career. Really.
I don't view having a house in Sault Ste. Marie as like an achievement.
No, I get that.
You know?
I'm just saying, like major career,
Yeah, that's a
able
huge
to have
achievement.
multiple like business. Anyways, the point is,
Yeah.
we're not there.
Options.
We're in different lives.
Options.
Doctor.
We're an
He's a
entry.
doctor.
We're at the entry level.
Yeah.
We're at the beginning of the gate.
Like, if you were to go back to school today, restart today.
Probably do nothing different.
Nothing different.
Sadly, yeah.
Like
fuck
right
school.
today, 33 years old, I'd be sitting in that class sitting like, fuck, I can't wait to skip tomorrow's class.
Well, wait a second. If I had to go back and it was the same shit back then, but I had a little knowledge, even if I had 10% knowledge that I have now, I would be like, yo, fucking AI this is all useless.
And Bitcoin, a lot of Bitcoin.
I would have bought more.
I would have bought all of it.
God.
Every 2 weeks, my whole paycheck. I would have just starved because I know.
Well, that's
in
why
5 years I'd be rich.
That's why they give you the lottery
What do you mean?
for guys like us on the fringe.
The lottery?
They're like, okay, you
buy the $5 ticket for
buy
the
a
chance
ticket,
to win.
fuckface, do it.
See, I like buying the 50-50s at hockey games because I think you have better odds. You don't.
I mean, somebody wins it.
Yeah, every game, but not you.
Did you hear about that girl in the Sioux that bought her first ever like lottery ticket in the Sioux on her 18th birthday and she won like $50 million?
Bitch.
How dare she?
Oh my God. She's not. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. You shouldn't be allowed to do that.
You shouldn't.
But then there's always there's on the other hand of that coin, there's always the old people that are like retired and have all their money and they don't need it.
Well, what makes me depressed is when I'm on the highway and I look over to my right or my left and I see a beautiful Porsche and just like the oldest possible guy who can drive it in it. I'm just like, no, I don't want that.
It'd be cool if one time you looked over and it's like a really old man, but he's like getting roadhead. And he's like looking at you smiling like.
But like not even that, man. Who wants that?
I don't want to see it, but I wouldn't be mad if I saw it. I'd be like, oh shit, this guy's killing it.
I just don't even think they're killing him. Like, you had to wait your whole life for this car? God.
He just like throws $10,000 out the window while he's getting his dick sucked.
I fucking get
He's
into
like, I hate money. I don't need it.
But don't you feel like that when you see a guy like that? You're like, oh, you waited the whole thing for this moment? God, man. If I'm old as shit, what do you need?
We're so good at complaining about everything.
Well, yeah, when you're on the bottom, it's easy, man.
We're not even on the bottom. There's people considerably. No people having rough lives are filming a podcast.
See, but the thing is, I think it's easier to be below us because we have the like. There's like a carrot on a fucking fishing rod, and every once in a while we get to bite it.
Okay.
And I think that it's like, yeah, you're doing well. Keep going.
Yeah, the people below us don't even have a carrot.
They know that it's over.
Yeah. Like the guy today was like, he banged on my window. He's like, can I have a cigarette? Like, that's it.
That's it.
Because to me, there's no in between. I think there's us, and then there's that guy.
No, I think the worst people are people who just are making it. Where, like, say your bill every month, like, total to live your life, is like $2,000, let's say, rent, whatever else, and you're making like $2,200 a month.
Wow.
That's the hardest, I think.
How do you do that?
How do you do what?
So you only have $200 to survive.
Yeah, or sometimes you're like, you make a mistake and you get a coffee. You're like, oh, shit. What am I doing?
I don't know, I had a conversation with this guy who's homeless once, and he's like, dude, my life's amazing. Like, I don't have any rent, no mortgage. I make so much fucking money, is what he said to me.
And this,
I just
painted your whole picture of
yeah. I
homeless
just looked
people.
at him and I'm just like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, but wait a second here. So much money is contextual, right? Like, we don't make a lot because we're trying to get like a house.
Yeah, but like for him, he told me he had like $40,000 in his bank account.
He has a bank account.
Yeah.
Wow.
He told me all the little scams he was running, and I was laughing at him.
Honestly, if it didn't give you hemorrhoids, I'd probably sit on the street.
Yeah.
Beg a little bit.
Cold concrete.
You'd think the homeless would take up an instrument.
Well, yeah, they do that too, don't they? The buskers? Isn't a busker person homeless? I guess no, they're like borderline homeless.
No, a busker is like what I'm doing in comedy.
But less successful.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Or maybe
probably,
they make more, but
probably
maybe in
close.
a day they make more money, no?
Probably per year, they're bringing in just as much.
Yeah, because it's not always a good day on the sidewalk.
No. And you need a good sidewalk. You
And
need
every once in a while you're getting robbed, probably.
Like, there is this lady in the terminal at Eglinton, the subway terminal.
Yeah.
And she dresses up. She sings, but she dresses up like, and she's Asian. Her skin looks like fucking white milk. And she sings on a piano, and she's dressed like fucking nice. Like, she is wearing like a really nice dress.
Okay.
And she's like, Urusaki murakuriru, and like sings beautiful. Way nicer than that. And just people throwing money in there.
So I just have to say something. You said white milk. I don't necessarily know milk needs an adjective, like another describing word.
Well, there's chocolate.
Yeah, but when you say milk,
You're seeing white.
you said Asian woman also.
That's like
think she's a
OTP
Blasian.
before I establish what it is.
Yeah, dude.
I hear you.
I wish. Oh, did you see what's her name? The Toronto mayor. Was that a real press conference where she's like, Subways, $55 million. We're buying 55 more Subway cars. Was that real or was that an AI?
I don't know. I hope so.
I watched her go. What's her name? Miranda Cho?
Olivia Chow?
I was close.
Yeah. So close you were off.
Olivia Chow Subways. Hour one, Olivia Chow to appoint a traffic czar.
There's a section of the subway. It is Davisville to, I want to say, Rosedale, where it's like a speed reduced zone.
For the subway.
Because part of it is outside.
Okay.
So there's like the tracks aren't up to snuff or something.
Nice.
So it's like speed reduced. So if you're running late and you're on the subway, you're like, they go to one station, and then the next one's like a little crawl, and the next one's like a little crawl, and then you get to Bloor and they fucking fire it. If you read the paper or anything, you're like, yeah, they're going to fix that shit. Man, fucking, they fixed it in 2018, October.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. They just don't do it.
So everybody's good at lying to the people.
I think it's just so easy to say something is going to get done and then just... So you know about the LRT here?
Yeah.
They built this Eglinton LRT, which is like, it's called the Eglinton Crosstown. It's ready. Like, it's done. The tracks, you can see them. They look amazing. No one's ever used them.
Never.
All the buildings for the stations are beautiful. And it's just off. For like, it's been off, I think, for a couple years. Like 3, maybe 4 years now.
Okay.
And word on the street is that the tracks are off like a couple inches.
No.
So they are just like...
They have to redo the whole thing.
Not the whole thing, but they got to fix some shit.
I love that. Who makes those mistakes? You got to be fired, right?
If this was Asia, China, Tokyo,
They kill them.
they would have killed them all and rebuilt it in the same week. They would have erased your lineage so that this never happens again.
Those genetics, not good.
No, they would have gone into the computer and fucking deleted your files.
They like murder people with abacus.
Not that I'm saying that's the way to go. But
I think it's the way to go.
There's no middle. Like, it's either annihilate your family or we don't open it.
What they do in China just teaches you to stay in your lane. If you're good at something, stay there.
Well, they can stay in the lane because the lanes are so perfectly made.
Perfect.
When I was a kid, man, I just used to think that China was this smokestack building shit for us.
Yeah, no, they weren't. They were building for themselves.
They're just a supercomputer over there. They got it all. They literally got it all.
They got it all, those fucks.
I don't like the government over there. I wouldn't be like, yo, let's run it like that. But I can see some of the advantages, you know? They want a subway system overnight. They're
Overnight
like,
built.
so
And
they look at
perfect,
America, they go, okay, union, that's in the way.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. You know what we do
Also-
about unions here? We fucking kill them, dude.
The only union they have is the murder union over there. But in America, you want to build a train, they're like, okay, I got 50 guys that can do it, 12 billion. In China, they're like, you guys are going to pay us to work on this. And we're going to get tens of
It's kind of
thousands.
interesting when America looks at other places in the world and like, oh, some unfair stuff is going on there. Let's invade them and restructure a bit.
Let's
But, like,
invade and
China's been
learn.
doing crazy things, and America's never dared to go anywhere near China.
I think it's because the Great Wall.
What?
Just
You don't
having
think they
the-
have a grenade they could throw and the wall just doesn't exist anymore?
No, of course, but like the fact that they have the wall, it's great.
What's your biggest pet peeve when traveling with your wife? She does.
That she just has to bring what I know is too much stuff.
That bothers you?
It doesn't bother me. I guess it does bother me because it's like I guess bags are meant to be full to women,
Pretty close. Yeah.
Like I'm okay with going with a bag like half full. Maybe I buy something there,
Okay. Yeah.
But with the wife, it's like maximum space. But I don't agree with the guy on the post. People are packing wrong because it has nothing to do with packing. The bag is the size of the bag. And if it's big, they throw it under the plane and they don't place it. They fucking throw it.
Throw it.
So there's
They
that.
drive that tractor right into the plane, dude.
Yeah. So his post made no sense because when he's like, people don't pack properly, it's like, first of all, they got a whole system to tell you your bag ain't coming on this fucking plane.
Whole system.
But what's your pet peeve with the?
I discovered it this morning, actually.
Oh wow.
We were at the airport, 6:45 flight. We're there. We got there early. We bought our tickets separately. So we're like, hey, can we get the tickets together? The agent was nice. We got our seats together, and we're sitting there waiting. And we're waiting, and then they call the boarding, and everybody's in line, and I'm watching the line go down. And Michaela has her stuff everywhere.
Oh.
No, her bags are not. She's like got her laptop. She's working on her laptop. Her iPad's out. Her phone. Her feet are up. Her jacket's on the chair. Her one bag is next to me. The other, and I'm watching the line go. And I heard that like at Sault Ste. Marie, there's fucking 25 people, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, we gotta get up and go. Like, we're in the front of the plane, so I want to make sure I have a spot to put my bag, because if I don't, I'm gonna be pissed. And she was ignoring me and working on her computer. I'm like, hey, they're boarding.
Yeah.
She's like, I just need to finish this. I don't think that you do. I don't
Yeah.
think that you do. If you're doing it this time in the morning, you're either already late for doing it, you're going to have to wait 1 second. So I'm waiting. Now there's nobody left in line. Everybody is heading towards the plane. I'm like, Michaela, can you stand up and look around right now? And she's like, oh my God. Well, why didn't you tell me? I was ready
Wow.
then to leave. Like, I was ready to go. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? And then we're walking, because in Sault Ste. Marie, there's no terminal. Like, you got to walk to the plane. And she looks over. She's like, look, the Liberal jet is over there. Mark Carney is here. And I'm just like, I don't think so. And she's like, look at the big jet, the big plane with the Liberal on the side. I was like, Michaela, there is one seat in Sault Ste. Marie for Liberals.
Yeah.
If he's here trying to win one seat, that's a problem.
He's lost.
He's lost the fight.
Yeah.
But apparently he's supposed to be there. Like, the jet is there.
Terry
This giant-
Sheenan.
Terry Sheehan, and then the other guy, the conservative guy, apparently like 4 weeks ago, he was the police chief. And he's like, nobody was running for the
Jeez.
seat. And he's like, I'll do it.
I got it.
And a lot of people in the Sioux want a conservative. I'll tell you right now.
I don't know. I don't think they know what they want, honestly.
Yeah.
I realized when I did comedy in the Sioux that they don't know anything about anything.
They don't know anything.
All the Sioux wants is a faster route to Sioux, Michigan and back.
Which is crazy, because it's already ridiculously fast.
If there was like a fucking hyperloop you could use,
Like, Michaela's like, how close is the bridge? 7 minutes from my house.
right
How
there.
long does it
and
take
you're
to get-
far.
Yeah,
That's
and-
far from
And
it.
she's like, how long does it take to get over? If there's no traffic, 7 minutes. She's
Nothing.
like, you can be in the States in 14 minutes? Yeah, Sioux, Michigan
Yeah.
is right there. She's like, we should go. That sounds exciting. Well, Sioux, Michigan is a shithole, Michaela, so I don't know if you're measuring the United States up to Chippewa County, Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, like, you got to go further down. Did you know in Michigan, common law is 7 years? Did you know that?
Wow, they just don't want you to feel locked
Like,
in.
if you get married, okay? If you get married,
Yeah.
and in 4 years you get a divorce, whoever's name is on the house gets the house.
Into Michigan.
In Michigan, there's no property rights until 7+ years.
You know what I don't get about America? Is they call it the United States,
Yeah.
but every single state is completely different.
Yeah, like you could be smoking weed in California and cross the border into
And
Texas.
you're gone.
And you're going to jail, dude.
What? Like, that's not united.
I think they're the opposite of united.
They should just call it the Connected States of America.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Or the collective.
yeah, the collective America.
The collective America.
That's it.
Yeah. They have a ridiculous person leading them. He is ridiculous.
Oh, man.
Did you see that clip where he's talking to the war vets and he's like, they really took big pieces out of you over there, eh? Amazing. You guys are like in wheelchairs with like missing limbs, dude.
I mean, he's very funny.
Yeah.
It's
That's who we want as the president of the free world. A comedian, dude.
well, something that I realized about Pierre, because I was like trying to understand who I wanted to vote for, and I really thought, okay, conservative, it would be good for change, maybe to change it up. But one thing I didn't like about Pierre is he never talks about his own ideas. He's
Yeah,
always like, yo, the liberals are bad. And I'm like,
yeah.
that's fine. Like, we know, but like,
Or he'll
what
always
do
be
you
like,
got?
the last time the conservatives were in power, they did this.
And
this is how good
he
the
shouldn't
country
even
was.
point to that, because last time conservatives were in power, it wasn't great.
Stephen Harper?
Yeah, like, you know how they talk about the deficit and shit?
Yeah, they had a surplus at the time. That's what they. No,
With
that's
the
what they're saying.
conservatives, they didn't. It's the liberals that have that. And then the COVID fucked everybody. And then we have short memories. But also, like, Harper is he's kind of like mean, you know?
Yeah, I don't like his commercials because you were watching a lot of hockey the past few days,
Yeah.
and he's just listen. They both worked for me. They're both kind of dicks, but I gotta back Pierre.
I gotta back
Wouldn't it be
Pierre.
crazy if he was on there? He's like, vote for Carney. Do not let Pierre in the office.
Do you know how they say the World Economic Forum or whatever the hell?
No, but yeah, sure.
There's like a World Economic Forum, okay, but there's a version of that on the right. It's called the IDU, and fucking Harper's on the chair of that. So like, everybody's in the thing.
There is a commercial. I think it's the one where the guys are golfing.
Oh my god, that commercial's hilarious.
Do you know who backs that commercial?
who?
The gun owners of Canada. It's like the IRA of Canada.
It's hilarious. Where he's like, we had to help little Susie with her down payment.
Yeah. It's backed by, because I think a lot of the gun owner people like in Canada are very upset with like the buyback, right? Like the big the firearm buyback policy.
Yeah.
They think it's another money grab from the government.
I mean, I don't know anything about it.
Kind of is, yeah.
All I know is that a guy got shot at Pearson Airport yesterday.
At Pearson Airport.
He was having an altercation with people he knew. He pulled out a gun. The cops are like, "Yo, you better fucking put that back. Why do you have that?"
Did you not hear about the buyback program?
They took him down.
They killed him?
They took him out, yeah.
Oh, crazy. Good.
I mean, this window of reality will end on this. This window
Thanks.
of freedom where people are like, they're my guns. Once AI gets into that shit, like, it doesn't matter what somebody wrote on a piece of paper, you know? It's going to all be tied to like, oh man, your blood pressure's too high. You can't shoot. Like, there's no...
You need to exercise for 2 weeks.
Like, everybody should just be focused on what the rules for AI are. That's it. Leave
Why
abortion.
Are you so concerned with AI right now? Leave it alone.
It's not about being concerned about it. It's just like, once it's in everything, they're not going to have to govern every element of life. It's just going to be in, like, AI will be so in the computer that it'll be like, no, you had an argument with your grandmother today. You're not allowed to podcast. Like, it'll be shit like that.
That's ridiculous.
Well, why wouldn't it be? Like, there's nobody going,
You watched too little porn yesterday. You cannot vote today. You can't vote.
you didn't watch enough gay porn yesterday, and we have a liberal mandate.
I think the prime ministership, is that what they call it, prime ministership?
Just the prime minister.
I think the battle for the prime minister should be solved. Tell me what you think. Televised fight between Mark Carney and Pierre Poilievre.
Well, they do that. They just try to do it with, like, words.
I don't want that. I want actual fight.
I think we should forget the prime minister, and we should all be focusing on trying to get Jagmeet a real job. Like, let's get him in at Walmart. Like, that guy needs a managerial position at, like, some fun company. Like, I want to go to, like, a rock climbing place and fucking Jagmeet pops out.
He comes up, he's like, hey, I know you guys are really tired, but listen, let me tell you something about that. Changed my life. It changed everything about my life. My joints, the way I sleep. I don't beat my wife anymore. It's actually quite amazing.
And Black Cumin Seed can do the same for you. We did it.
Thanks.
If you guys haven't seen the movie Sinners, it's the best movie in theaters. Go fucking see it.
I'm going to go watch it tonight, I think.
Oh, it's amazing. You're going to love it.
Hell yeah.
Peace.